Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, iRacing fans from around the world, welcome to our monthly race for PAD, People Against Distracted Driving. That is the theme of tonight's race, and we're going to talk a lot about PAD and the many ways they're trying to teach the world to stay alive by not texting and driving. As I said, this is our monthly. Got a great night out here. Air temperature is sitting at 65 with track temp sitting at 75. Going to be a great night. A little bit cloudy for the evening, but that'll help keep those temperatures down on those tires. Talladega, a super speedway. 2.653 miles, 4 turns. The preferred track for the monthly race for PAD. Drivers currently are taking their qualifying times. Got about 2 minutes left on the qualifying. Qualifying really interesting here at Talladega, because I tell you what, you're going to be up there in the mix in the Hornet's Nest at some point in time. Are you safe up front? Are you safe in the rear? A lot of drivers out here with a lot of different approaches. Some will qualify, some will not qualify. And we're also going to see a lot of sub-teams forming. You pick your favorite driver that you want to run with, and you try to hook up with him, try to plan your pit stops out as a team, get in and out of pit row without any hassles, break away from that pack, and you might have a chance at winning this 100-lap race. Now, while we are out here tonight driving along, we'll be talking about PAD, People Against Distracted Driving. You can find more information about PAD at padd.org. You're going to hear about the story of Nikki Kaleny and her father, Mike Kaleny. Unfortunately, Nikki lost her life to a texting and driving incident. No fault of her own. She was actually in the back seat, buckled up, playing it safe. Driver was the one that was doing the texting, walked away. But unfortunately, the passenger, the innocent victim, Nikki Kaleny, lost her life, and her father, Mike Kaleny, went on a mission to take on a personal war against the dangers of distracted driving by forming PAD, People Against Distracted Driving. And we're here within iRacing to give them a hand spreading the word about the dangers of distracted driving, something we here at KMA frown very strongly on for obvious reasons. Even though this is a virtual a simulation, there's guys out here driving around this track. They'll pick up that phone and think they can do this and do that and watch TV. And I tell you what, we really have no tolerance for any kind of the distracted driving activities here at KMA Racing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it appears that the drivers are done running their qualifying laps, so we're going to take a look at those qualifying laps and see how they fared out here tonight. Up there in front, we have got Donald Stewart pulling down a 54.530 side by side with Lloyd Saunders with a 54.561. Justin Michael sitting in third position. Jeremy Funk back into fourth. John Estes sitting back in fifth. And in sixth place, we've got Ben Gear. Seventh place belongs to my good friend Len McNeese, side by side with Dan LaFoe. Gary Whitmer Jr., huge fan of PAD right here, this guy, folks. We're going to talk a lot about Gary here in a little while. Gary sitting in ninth with Jay Dargett back into 10th. 11th position belonging to Richard Brose. Jason Russo sitting in 12th. Ivan Garcia back into 13th position. 15th, we've got Robert Montgomery side by side with Kerry Cleaver. John Henderson back into 17th position. Gary Whitmer Sr. falling into 18th. Lee Ryerson, Joel Guy in the rear of the field with 19th and 20th, along with Kevin Scott Nelson and Chris Hogue. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 22 drivers out here tonight. 100 laps of Talladega and Super Speedway Racing, brought to you by KMA Racing and PAD, People Against Distracted Driving. So as you see, we have some drivers that chose to qualify, some drivers choosing not to qualify. Already seeing sub-teams out here. I do know that Justin Michael will be trying to get along with Richard Brose, Donald Stewart, Gary Whitmer Jr. Teammates. Would like to see those two guys get together, because when they do, I tell you what, that's all she wrote. Donald and Gary Jr. banking they'll be side by side within 5 laps. Lloyd Saunders running with Dan LaFoe. Jeremy Funk, unfortunately, out here by himself. We've got the guys from Kickin' Asphalt. Jason Russo, John Henderson, Kevin Scott Nelson. They'll be trying to hook up at some point in time tonight. But right now it is Donald Stewart out there on that front line. A lot of responsibility hanging there with Donald Stewart, side by side with Lloyd Saunders. Lloyd Saunders representing Loud Pedal Racing. We're going to talk about the paint jobs out here tonight. I want to give a big shout out there to a couple of painters that do a lot of work on these pad trucks out here tonight. Over the Top Paints and Designs, ran by John Hedrick. Cecil Jackson heading up Diamond Racing Graphics. Got a couple of trucks out here by both of those drivers. A lot of purple out here. Purple was the preferred color of Nicky Clenny. You guys are going to see the purple on the rims, purple on the trucks. A lot of driver suits made up in purple. Pace car is in. We're getting ready to kick off 100 laps of, hopefully, Green Flag Racing out here tonight. Takes these trucks about 3/4 of a lap to get up to full speed, as the drivers do shoot up those gears. Kevin Scott Nelson in that high lane already hooked up with his teammate John Henderson. John in the 111. Lucky Leprechaun truck throwback from our last Leprechaun race. Riding on the tail end of Richard Brose. Big shout out there too. Richie B's Pizza coming alongside of the number 22 of Jay Dargert. And in that number 4 pad truck up there in that high lane, that would be Ben Gear. Ben Gear driving the Hunter Special Edition done by Diamond Racing Graphics. Very, very nice looking truck. Showing his love for pad, People Against Distracted Driving. Number 4 of Ben Gear pushing on the number 97. '97 being driven by Jeremy Funk, side by side with the number 16. 16 of John Essays. Number 1, Lloyd Saunders in that upper lane, showing his support for Nicky Clenny and the family. The family of pad, People Against Distracted Driving in the purple number 1. Donald Stewart dropping down to that inside lane in the number 78. Stewart and House Construction, Chevy Silverado, brought to you by Over the Top Paints and Designs. Number 87 of Justin Michael all over the rear end of. Number 78 trying to make some time on that inside lane as Lloyd Saunders challenging on the outside lane, working along with number 97 of Jeremy Funk. Justin and Donald getting a very good run. Justin up to the high lane, leaving Donald to fall back a little bit. 16 will be picking up to number 78. And there goes Justin Michael to the front, being pushed on by the number 1 with a huge run. Justin Michael back down onto that inside lane. Lap 3 of 100, 3 laps in, 97 to go. Off to a good start in tonight's 100-lap race. And while we are talking about PAD, folks, I want to tell you about a new partnership that PAD has acquired in partnership now with David McBride Animation. Now, David is an illustrator, an author of children's books, and he is now in partnership with PAD. A portion, a percentile of his book sales will go right back to PAD. So pretty good stuff right there. I tell you what, if you got kids, you need to check him out at David McBride Animation. His latest book, Kazumi, Race Car Pig, and the not-so-different space aliens from space, written and illustrated by David McBride. Talks about little Kazumi doesn't like things that are different. He's afraid of anything other than what he used in his pig culture. One day he finds himself in a world of different when he gets stranded on an alien planet. He'll need to face these new things if he wants to get back home. Kazumi may even find out that different can be great and make a friend or two along the way. I tell you what, good stuff right there. David McBride Animation.com in partnership with PAD, People Against Distracted Driving. Make sure you check them both out. Ben Gear making his way up to the front. Ben Gear and a People Against Distracted Driving Chevy Silverado side by side with number 78 of Donald Stewart. That is the Hunter. Cecil Jackson putting that number 4 together. Donald Stewart very much in control of tonight's race on lap 6 of 100. Just holding steady. Nobody really right now considering anybody a threat. Lloyd Saunders starting up in second position, dropping down to 5th. No hurry, no scurry. Jay Dargett in number 22 in 7th position. Well, we had talked about partnerships out here. The number 16 of John Estes already hooked up with his buddy, the number 84 of Lynn McNeese. Lynn McNeese in the Old School Motorsports A&W. Good stuff right there. Another great paint job brought to you by Old School. Number 14 on that outside lane. 14 belonging to Richard Brose. Richard onto the rear end of the number 22. Gary Whitmer Jr. position 10 in the number 5. With top paints and designs. Nice looking paint job right there. Recent addition. Big shout out there to John Hedrick. Put a lot of time and effort into the pad trucks. Number 5, Gary Whitmer Jr. Very good friend with Pad. Does his best to attend the walk with pads put on by Pad. I think he's attended 2 of them now. Mom and Dad Whitmer attending the one this year. Gary Whitmer Jr., no stranger to Winner's Circle Indies Pad races. About had the last one won. Ended up with a very nice finish. Side by side with number 224. 224 and the 111. Partners in crime tonight, running with Kicking Asphalt. Kicking Asphalt actually running a series this time around on our Friday night flights. Kevin and John very content to ride around mid-pack. Mid-pack, very dangerous place to be though. Lee Ryerson Jr. in the number 23. Yesterday was actually Lee Ryerson's birthday. Happy birthday to Lee Ryerson. As we approach the rear of the field, Dan LaFoe, Loud Pedal Racing, showing his support for Pad. Nice looking ride right there. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a caution. Alright, I tell you what, let's see if we can figure out what went wrong here. I'll tell you what, that is a huge caution out here tonight. Tough break for the number 52. Happened up front along the lines of Lloyd Saunders. Happened in the front. Right there it is, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like Lloyd Saunders may have just bumped onto Donald Stewart a little bit hard, getting him loose into the number 4. And I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, that was the big one. A lot of drivers caught up into that. It's always hard when it happens up there in the front. Trucks start scattering. Next thing you know, you're all into it and got nowhere to go. At least 5 drivers caught up into that one. First caution coming out on lap 11 of 100. Good time for these drivers to head into pit row. About halfway through a fuel run. Justin Michael leading him in. Jay Dargett in, along with Jeremy Funk, Richard Brose. A lot of smoke sitting down there in pit row. That is the nature of the speedway. Drivers fortunately are given a reset vehicle tonight. About 5 of them is going to have to head into the hauler and get her out. I'm going to talk to Gary Whitmer Jr. here as soon as Gary gets back on track, gets situated. Very nice looking truck right there, done by Old Top Paints and Designs. Nikki Clenny Foundation. How about it, Gary Whitmer? You got a copy?
I got you, Scott.
All right, did you get through it?
I got through it, I believe, yes.
All right, well, you sure are looking very nice out there in the Nikki Clinty Foundation. We talked to you a lot about PAD, but I actually want to talk to you about something else tonight. You've got a buddy out there, does a little bit of new partnership with PAD. Tell us all about David.
Yeah, David McBride is an illustrator, animator, and author. He uses his passion through his characters and his books, and here soon we'll have a film out, animated film out, and is in partnership with PAD.
All right, that's awesome. And I was on the website looking at some of his books there for kids. It's a wonderful thing. And what's even better, I'm sure you already know this, but a percentile of his book sales go right back into PAD, and that's just some good stuff right there.
Yes, it is, Pat. Yes, it is, Scott. He was in New Jersey a couple weeks ago and set up a booth selling his books, sharing the word of PAD, and the proceeds of the books that he sold, the percentage went to PAD.
All righty, awesome stuff. All right, now real quick, how was your personal race going out here tonight? You seem pretty content, just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, just kind of hanging out, getting the feel of it. I had to make some changes in the garage on that pit stop, so hopefully that'll help us out and get us closer to the front. And big shout out to David McBride. He's probably watching us as well.
All right, big shout out indeed. All righty, good luck to you.
Yep, thanks, Scott.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, underneath our first caution of the night, and I tell you what, it has changed this lineup completely. Underneath this caution, that's going to put Jay Durgett, Richard Brose up in front, Justin Michael up to the front, along with Ivan Garcia, Lynn McNeese, Gary Whitmer Jr. into sixth position. Now these restarts, as everybody knows, they can be hairy, they can be extremely scary. Going on leader's discretion. Anytime that leader wants to go, once he's in that restart zone, he can get on it. And you don't have to tell nobody, you don't have to say anybody. The element of surprise is at hand. Inside, outside lane. A lot of decisions to be made out here on these restarts. Looks like that's going to put Richard Brose up on the outside lane. Jay Durgett in the Mastercraft yellow number 22 on that inside lane. Another nice looking truck right there, Mastercraft. Painting. All right, big shout out there to Jay. Keeping the world pretty with painting. Richard Brose keeping the world pretty with pizza. Ivan Garcia up in that outside lane in the number 72 Tide. Justin Michael on the inside in the number 87 5.1.1. Toyota Tundra. The bulk of the trucks out here tonight are indeed Chevy Silverados. But every now and then we'll see a Toyota out here. Lap 13 up 187 to go. We are back to green flag racing. Ivan Garcia didn't seem to get a very good run right there. Not a good start at all. He's back up to the rear end of the number 87. 87 had gone high to get up onto the rear end of the number 14. 87 and 14 working together. Ivan Garcia dropping down to work with the number 22 on that inside lane. Number 5 of Gary Whitmer down to the inside, pulling up behind the number 72. Inside lane's got a huge run. Richard and Justin on the outside fighting back. Gary Whitmer Jr. back up into the high lane. Lynn McNeese on the number 84, keeping a distance off of the number 5 and the number 72. not really seemingly wanting to get up into there, dropping down below that yellow line just a hair. Flirting with disaster on that yellow line here at Talladega. Not a good thing. 84 up into the high lane. Justin Michael is clear of the number 22. Justin and Richie down. Gary Whitmer Jr. sliding in between the number 72 and the number 84. 22 going up high, but nobody's going with the number 22. That's going to cost that number 22 several positions. Jay Dargett had gone high, hoping that Ivan would come with him, but unfortunately Ivan had other plans. Lee Ryerson going to work with the number 22, try to get him back up there. Almost going 3 wide. As this night progresses, we will be seeing 3 wide. But right now, double file. Primarily single file, but we got a few doubles out here. Number 6 South, Chris Hogue working along with the number 91 of Joel Guy. Chris Hogue representing Black Talon Racing. Black Talon Racing showing their support for PAD as well. People against distracted driving. If you want to find out more information about PAD, go to padd.org. I want to show you support for PAD. They've got wristbands, they've got bumper stickers, they've got links to applications for your telephone so that you can drive safer. That is the whole mission with PAD. It's against distracted driving. It is simple as that. Primarily to combat the texting and driving, but I tell you what, folks, there's so many sorts of distracted driving going out there. You know, I think the driving is something we take for granted. We just get in our cars and we go. Phone rings, we just pick it up. We look away for a second. Next thing you know, you just rear-ended somebody. Or worse, you just killed somebody. Put the phones down, people. Simple as that. Stay alive, don't text and drive. John Henderson working with number 18 with Jason Russo and Kevin Scott Nelson. Now this is exactly as I said it would be earlier. These 3 drivers right here, John, Jason, and Kevin, very content hanging out in the pack, all 3 running forward, kicking asphalt. They're just quite content to sit back here in the rear of the field, work together. When it's go time, it's go time. Right now, just very content to sit and wait. Ben Gear 1 lap down along with Gary Whitmer Sr. and Dan LaFoe. Ben Gear in line for that lucky dog position in the event of another caution. Lap 19 of 181 to go. 9 lead changes already. Now, I tell you what, I do expect to see a lot of lead changes out here tonight. Right now, Richard Brose and Ivan Garcia battling it up for the lead. Richard Brose getting a good amount of help there from the number 87 of Justin Michael. Donald Stewart up there in the mix of things, along with Gary Whitmer Jr. Gary Whitmer Jr., third truck on that inside lane in the number 5. Len McNeese, John Estes still up there. 22 of Jay Dargard on that outside lane behind the number 78. 78 behind the number 72. That would be Donald and Ivan. Ivan doing a great job out here tonight. I tell you what, Ivan is one of our older drivers. I do believe he's in his 70s. Professional racing experience. A lot of fun to be around. Really fun guy. Ivan has won a few races out here at Talladega. Ivan Garcia leading lap 21. Chris Hogan, the number 6, sitting in 11th position, representing Black Talon. Chris and Joel Guy working together. Joel Guy, the number 91. I do believe that paint job supplied by Diamond Racing Graphics. Looking very sharp. Loving the skull up there on the hood. Picture of Nicky across the rear. Joel Guy, position 13, started 20th. Joel Guy making his way up through the field. Jeremy Funk looking like he wants a little bit of 3-wide action, settling back down. Lap 23 of 100 of the race 4 pad. 266. 100 laps tonight out here at Talladega Super Speedway. Doing this once a month. Shower Sport 4, Nikki Kalini. And the people from PAD, People Against Distracted Driving. Lee Ryerson is sitting in 19th position, or in 7th. Started 19th. Lee Ryerson getting a good move on here out tonight in number 23, Mountain Dew, sitting up in that outside lane. In good company with the number 4 of Ben Gear driving the Hunter. Loving the purple rims out here that I'm seeing. Purple was the preferred color of Nikki Kalini. Number 5 in purple rims and purple numbers. Number 4 with the purple rims. Number 1 of Lloyd Saunders. Looking very sharp out here. Same paint job as his teammate Dan LaFoe. Dan LaFoe 1 lap down. Along with Gary Whitmer Sr. and Ben Gear. Gary Whitmer Sr. in the number 52. Hanging on to the rear end of the number 91 of Joel Guy. Nice paint job by Over the Top Paints and Designs on the number 52. .111 of John Henderson, 14th position, along with his teammates from Kickin' Asphalt in 15th and 16th. .111 and the throwback Lucky Leprechaun. Nice paint job by Overcrowd Paints and Designs. John Henderson gaining 3 spots from 17th up to 14th. Again, just content to hang out. You know, in these pad races, we actually try to get the guys to be a little bit less racy and a lot more patient. But we got some 3 wide going on up here in the front. 3 wide is happening. Ivan Garcia sitting in the middle. Jay Dargett trying to work that outside lane, letting Donald Stewart back down as they are approaching lap traffic. That would have put the drivers at 4 wide. It can be done. You can actually do 5 wide out here. I've done it. Doesn't last very long, but it can be done. Lap traffic up to the high side. Pack ripping by the number 17 of Kerry Cleaver. Kerry Cleaver following 1 lap down. 4 drivers, 1 lap down on lap 29 of 100. One caution. Off to a very, very good start out here tonight. Joel Guy comfortably hooked up with his teammate Chris Hope. John Estes still working with Lynn McNeese. Lee Ryerson, Ben Gear up on that outside lane. Seeing some great racing out here tonight, some great teamwork. These super speedways, I tell you what folks, you definitely learn who your friends are out here on the speedways. Who's going to stick with you, who's going to not stick with you. Once you find a driver to lock onto, it's a good thing to lock onto them. You don't know when you're going to need that driver to help you out one day. And that's exactly what we're seeing up here in the front with Richard Brose, knowing he can trust the number 87 of Justin Michael. Ivan Garcia very heavily dependent upon the number 78 of Donald Stewart as they are side by side with the number 5 of Gary Whitmer Jr. Number 16, John Estes, getting a little bit low below that yellow line. Be careful about that, brother. Side by side with number 23 of Lee Ryerson Jr. Ben McNeese a little bit below the yellow line. If there were any drivers that did not pit underneath that first caution, they're going to be needing to pit here within the next 2 to 3 laps. I do believe everybody did go into pit row. But if not, they may be wanting to think about it. Richard Brose leading lap 33 of 100. Richard Brose has actually led 16 laps into 33 tonight. Richard Brose came to play tonight, I tell you what. Ivan Garcia, position 2. Double file. Everybody really avoiding the 3 wide out here tonight. Hoping to see some 3 wide action before tonight's race is over. 3 wide's a lot of fun to watch and talk about. Kerry Cleaver falling to 2 laps down. Showing his support for a pad, though. We appreciate that, Kerry. Using the purple rims. Number 18 of Jason Russo, sitting in 14th position, still riding along with Kevin Scott Nelson, kicking asphalt. Nice looking team truck. Now for our October pad race, we're going to be doing something kind of special. The guys over at Kicking Asphalt have generously offered up $100 donation to PAD in the name of their team, of the team that wins next month's pad race. Combined effort, highest placing finish. So drivers right now are trying to get their teams together. We've got the team of Kicking Asphalt. That's 1. We've got the guys over at Black Talon. That'll be 2. We've got Lloyd and Dan. They're teaming up. That'll be 3. We're of course going to have Team KMA led up by Joel Guy. Anybody that does not specifically have a couple of buddies they want to dedicate to, they can run for Team KMA. Going to be a lot of fun next month. And PAD will receive a $100 donation courtesy of Kicking Asphalt. So a big thank you out there to the guys from Kicking Asphalt. Tonight, Jason Russo, John Henderson, and Kevin Scott Nelson. Joel Guy in the number 91. Sitting in 12th position. Still doing a great job out here tonight. Richard Brose, Ivan Garcia still getting it on up here in the front. Donald Stewart pushing everything that he can onto the rear end of that number 72. Tighter than a hair in a biscuit up here in the front line on lap 37 of 100. Donald Stewart driving the Stewart and Hovis Construction Chevy Silverado, number 78. Ivan Garcia down. Tell you what, Donald Stewart, he had to be in a bit of burning up right there. Had to get some air up under that radiator. I'll put Ivan Garcia and Donald Stewart side by side. Jay Dargett into the rear end of the number 78. Almost got him past the number 72. Number 14, Richard Brose, dropping down to 4th position. Now, if I know Ivan, once he gets that inside lane, he's going to stay down in that inside lane. Going to be pretty hard for Richard Brose to get around the number 72 of Ivan Garcia. Donald Stewart making a run for it. A little help from Jay Dargett in the Mastercraft. There goes Justin Michael, Richard Brose making their way in for a pit stop here on lap 39 of 100. Interesting little strategy. Hopefully both drivers will get in and out okay. No penalties. Richard Brose and Justin Michael pit stops on lap 40. Both drivers appear to be in and out without any problems. We're going to have to remember this in about 60 more laps and see if this strategy will work out. Lloyd Saunders 1 lap down. Caution is out. I'm going to have to back it up and see what brought out caution number 2. Ivan Garcia down and off track. And right there, ladies and gentlemen, that is what brought out that caution. We had some green flag pit stops coming on. Jay Dargett going in for a green flag pit stop, locking up the brakes, going for a ride, hitting the cone, back up on track, and caution flies. No damage to the number 22. Number 87, 97 locking it up as well. And I tell you what, getting in and out of pit row, a little difficult sometimes. Coming down off of those speeds, trying to break her down. You're bound to once in a while spin her out. Len McNeese up in position 1 underneath our second caution of the night. Hey, while we're underneath caution, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to play a couple of commercials. Going to look at a pad commercial brought to you by GW Graphics. We'll be right back with you. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, underneath our second caution of the night in the monthly Race 4 Pad 266. People against distracted driving. So no damage on any of the trucks of any substantial amount. Caution brought out by drivers trying to make their way in and out of pit row. Into pit row. Gary Whitmer Jr. in very good shape. Lee Ryerson looking sharp. Jeremy Funk had gone for a little bit of a ride, along with number 22 of Jay Dargett, spinning back up onto that track, throwing that flag. Jay Dargett will end up one lap down. Gary Whitmer Sr. on his way of getting his free pass. We'll put him back at one lap down. Dan LaFoe at 2 laps down, and Kerry Cleaver at 2 laps down, making his way out of pit row. Gary Whitmer Jr. up on the front line, side by side with Lee Ryerson. Lee Ryerson in the number 23. Mountain Dew. Fun guy. Lee Ryerson started 19th, up to second position. I tell you what, he is moving up through this field pretty well tonight. Jeremy Funk in third, then McNeese in fourth. Justin Michael still in the mix of things, up in position number 5. Donald Stewart has been up at the front all night long. Currently in 6th position, and that is the furthest back in the field tonight Donald Stewart has been. 6th position for Donald Stewart. Jason Russo, John Henderson, Kevin Scott Nelson, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Green flag. Nobody up into that outside lane with Lee Ryerson. Even though Lee Ryerson is up in the front, he is fighting for his life at the moment. He needs some help up in that outside lane. Losing one position there. Here comes a little bit of help. Justin Michael and Donald Stewart not going to help him. Justin and Donald on that outside lane making good time. Number 23 in the middle, getting a little bit of draft. That'll help him. Justin down. Donald Stewart almost into side of the number 23. Justin and Donald going to have to try that one more time. Just was not quite clear. Almost, but not quite. Ivan Garcia, 5th position outside lane. Now Ivan has been in it all night long. Been quite the fighter, quite the driver. Justin Michael down in front of number 23. Ivan and Donald hooked up now in the outer lane. Gary Whitmer Jr. dropping to 3rd. Gary Whitmer Sr. making his way up to the front of the pack, but unfortunately one lap down. Donald Stewart outside lane with Ivan and Gary Whitmer Sr. Or even though Gary Whitmer Sr. is a lap down, he needs to race it for everything he's got. May not be another caution. He needs to get to the front of this pack. He needs to get in front of the race leader. And if caution comes out, he'll be in good shape. Justin Michael back to position 1. Justin has led 7 laps out here tonight. Donald Stewart has led 6. Lee Ryerson has led 1. Ivan's led 5. Richard Brose has led 19. Leading the most right now, working along with number 84 of Lynn McNeese. And they have caught that pack. Justin Michael doing a very impressive job out here tonight. Side by side with Lee Ryerson. That'd be a pretty cool birthday present there for Lee to win the pad race. I know he's going to give it everything he's got. Lee, a huge supporter of pad. Also a huge supporter of the anti-bullying campaign. Stop the bullying. That is a passionate cause there for Lee Ryerson. Jason Russo and company. Kevin and Lloyd and John. Sitting in positions 8 through 10th. Ben Gear joining the party. Position 12 for Ben Gear. Double foul action on lap 50 of 100. At the halfway point, 26 lead changes out here tonight. At this race, we could have possibly 50 lead changes. Number 4, Ben Gear onto the rear end of the number 1 of Lloyd Saunders. Side by side with the 224 of Kevin Scott Nelson. Drivers will need to make one more pit stop at least. Get about 32 miles to the tank. Justin and Richie playing a bit of a fuel strategy early on. Gary Whitmer Jr. into position 3, second truck on the inside lane. Working along with his dad in number 52, Gary Whitmer Sr. Got to remember, Gary Whitmer Sr. is 1 lap down. And now that he has found the tailgate of his son, Gary Whitmer Jr., not going to let it go. Gary Whitmer Jr. in a very, very good place. Side by side with Lee Ryerson. Lee Ryerson, Donald Stewart making a run on that outside lane. Looking very, very smooth. The smoother you are, the faster you will go. car action with Lynn McNeese. Coming alongside the 22 and the number 72. Lynn right now into position of 6th. On to the rear end of number 52. Can't quite read it, but on the tailgate of the number 52, Nikki Clenny Foundation, text is written. Gary Whitmer Sr. showing his support for the Nikki Clenny Foundation. You can actually hear Lynn throttling back a little bit. Gary Whitmer Jr. doing an awesome job tonight as well. Second position for Gary Jr. Getting cheered on by Becky Whitmer, his mother, out there on the KMA TV chat. Every pad race that Gary runs in is extremely special, not only to Gary, but also to the Whitmer family. Now, a couple of months back, Becky Whitmer had done a pad quilt. Very special, auctioned off. Beautiful, beautiful pad quilt. She's done a KMA TV quilt for me. Last season we had, season before last, blankets, quilts for the winners of that series. Husband Gary Sr. runs Say It Vitals, flags, hats, t-shirts, merchandise. If you're interested in any of that kind of merchandising, contact Gary Whitmer. Check him out on Facebook at Say It Vitals. Only 2 cautions out here tonight so far on lap 57 of 100. Everybody's still in it to win it, doing a great job. 3 drivers, laps down, Gary, Jay, and Dan. Lee Ryerson was able to get past the number 87 of Justin Michael, but it put Lee Ryerson in the lead for lap 57, side by side with Donald Stewart. Donald Stewart and Lee Ryerson both running for KMA along with Ivan. They may actually have a hand up on Justin Michael at the moment. But Justin Michael, I tell you what, he has been a contender all night out here. His partner, Richard Brose, just about a half a second back. And these 2 drivers, they need to pit together. They pitted off the pace with everyone else. They're on the same fuel cycle. It'll be critical for Richard Brose and Justin Michael to stay onto the same pit cycle. Richard Brose about 9 trucks back. We'll have to see how that works out for him. Along about lap 60 is what I'm expecting for that. 25 of Gary Whitmer Jr. and the Mickey Kalini Foundation. Purple rims, purple numbers. Don't drive distracted, ladies and gentlemen. And there it is. Tough break there. Backing it up and taking a look at it. Looks like a little bit of contact there between Jay Dargett and Ivan Garcia. They were indeed 3 wide. Keep an eye on the number 22 and the number 72, and that is where the caution happened. Looks like the 22 came up just a hair, nicked onto the number 72 of Ivan Garcia. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be our 3rd caution of the night. And I tell you what, you know, we had that big one earlier on. This one here might have even been a little bit worse. Well, we know 2 drivers up front were able to escape it. The drivers in the back driving through the grass, trying to avoid it, but to no avail. Alrighty, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, that one there was the big one. Coming out on lap 61 of 100. Looks like Lee and Donald Stewart were able to get through it. But I tell you what, might be making a pit stop right there. 39 laps to go. This is going to change a lot of strategy out here. While they do clean up this mess here in our 3rd caution at Talladega. Lee Ryerson Jr. leading him into pit row. Now this will work out very well for Gary Whitmer Sr., assuming he was not involved into that caution. He should be able to get his lap back. Dan LaFoe will remain 3 laps down. Jay Dargett will remain 1 lap down. Chris Hogue will remain 1 lap down as well. And that will indeed put Gary Whitmer Sr. back onto that lead lap. Good job for Gary Whitmer Sr. Jeremy Funk, our current race leader, on lap 62 of 100, underneath our 3rd caution of the night. And McNeese still in good shape. Position 5 for Lynn, driving the A&W. Jason Russo in good shape, along with John Henderson. Ben Gear falling to 1 lap down. John Estes 1 lap down. Tell you what, it's been a lot of fun out here. Let's go on and talk to a driver. How about it, Donald? You got a copy?
Yeah, Scott, I got your copy. How you doing?
Doing good. I tell you what, that must have been a little bit scary for you out there underneath that caution. What do you think?
Hey, man, when I saw that in my mirror, I was like, wow, that's the big one.
I tell you what, a big one indeed. Several drivers out there getting caught up, and it was very close. You know, you and I do believe Lee Ryerson narrowly escaped disaster.
Yeah, we were lucky. We were in front. It happened right behind me. I think Ivan went up, and Jay Doggett came in the middle, and Ivan probably didn't know he was there and came down in front of him.
Now, you've been up here in the front most of the night. How's the atmosphere down there on the track with the other drivers?
Actually, it's been really good. We've all been working together and communicating really well. Some of these incidents have just been, you know, a minor brain fart here or there, but as far as the drivers working together, everybody's working together really good.
All right, sounds good. Now I see you got your purple rims on. That's pretty cool. Tell us real quick about Stewart and Hovis Construction.
Yeah, I'm a part owner of Stewart and Hovis. Obviously, my name's Stewart, and we started up a construction company about a year ago now, and we're doing really good, and I appreciate their sponsorship. We're also with Langford Tree Service. And but we're out here to celebrate PAD, People Against Distracted Driving, trying to show awareness that is how dangerous it really is, and that you really need to put your phones down while you're driving.
All righty, very good advice. Good luck to you, Donald. Been fun watching you run around this 2.66 mile speedway.
Thank you, Scott. Thanks for the broadcast.
Donald Stewart leading 8 laps tonight. Richard Brose leading 19. That'll bring Richard Brose back up to the front. Justin Michael in 6th position. Justin and Richard Brose will be wanting to get hooked up one more time. Gary Whitmer Jr. into 3rd position on lap 63 underneath caution. Len McNeese into his highest position for the night, position 4. Len moving up. Lloyd Saunders started out tonight's race in 2nd. He is into 5th, and pace car is in. Green flag in the air, and away goes Donald Stewart and Richard Brose, inside and outside respectively. One truck separating Justin Michael and Richard Brose, the 87, looking to get to the rear end of the number 14. 84 having no power, but 84 tucked up tight onto the number 14 here on lap 64. I had mentioned at the beginning of tonight's race, folks, about teammates, guys wanting to hook up with their favorite driver. And I had told you that Donald Stewart and Gary Whitmer Jr. at some point in time would hook up. And indeed, on lap 64, we've got Donald Stewart and Gary Whitmer Jr. hooking up. Now they will be inseparable. It'll be some good competition up here. Joel Guy coming into the picture in the number 91, side by side with the number 1 of Lloyd Saunders and Lee Ryerson. Lee Ryerson's been doing a really good job out here tonight, leading 7 laps. He's side by side with Gary Whitmer Sr. Really enjoying the purple out here. Purple, one of my favorite colors. Purple was the favorite color of Nikki Kaleni. That is the significance of the purple on the trucks with the rims and with the numbers. Now in next month's pad race, we are asking all drivers to put on purple rims and purple numbers. We would prefer to see the purple numbers as well. Kicking Asphalt Motorsports, Kevin Scott Nelson already having their team trucks painted up and ready to go, along with Lloyd Saunders. Lloyd and Dan LaFoe representing Loud Pedal Racing. '84 tucked up onto the number 18, Richard Brose. Richard Brose side by side with Donald Stewart. Donald Stewart leading lap 67. Now along about 30, they're going to be within that pit window. Richard Brose dropping back. Lloyd Saunders up into the front of the number 14. Richard getting a little loose. Hang on to it, Richie. Donald Stewart, Gary Whitmer Jr. leading. Lloyd on the outside being pushed on by Richard Brose. We've got a caution. Backing it up to the number 84. Contact with Justin Michael. Don't believe the 84 saw the number 87. Just came down. Clipping the number 52 of Gary Whitmer. Tough break there for Gary Whitmer. Minding his own business. Not much damage on the number 87. Len McNeese taking a ride though in the Old Schools A&W. That'll be the fourth caution of the night coming out on lap 68. Now this here just basically blew strategy right out the window. These drivers are going to go into pit row. I suspect they all will go into pit row, get fueled up, get their trucks prepared, and we will have a no need to stop 30 lap shootout basically. They are well within their pit window by the time they go back to Green Flag Racing. No need for any more pit stops. Unless, of course, there's another caution. Right now, this is 4 cautions. Not a bad night out here. But I tell you what, we've talked about that 3 wide. As these drivers progress on after this round of pit stops, I'm thinking we're going to see a lot of 3 wide racing out here. Lloyd Saunders surviving that caution. Gary Whitmer Jr. surviving the caution, as well as Richard Brose and Joel Guy. Going to be really interesting to see what these guys do as far as their pitting. Are they going to go in once? They're going to come back, top it off, so they can start in the rear of the field. Joel Guy staying out. Interesting. Now some drivers will be staying out in order to get the lucky dog, to get the free pass. Ben Gear, John Estes, Gary Whitmer, Chris Hogue will be hoping to get their free pass. Richard Brose staying out, as well as Joel Guy. Donald Stewart in the pit row. Justin Michael in the pit row. That's going to make a difference right there, putting Justin and Richard Brose on different fuel strategies. Might be an entirely new ball game once we get back to Green Flag Racing. You know, and it's getting very, very close to go time. On a Talladega Superspeedway race, if you're in the rear of the field, with about 30 to go, it's go time. If you're in the front, not so much. You could wait till about 10 to go, maybe even 5 to go. But if you're in the rear of the field, such as John, Jason, Kevin, you know, they're back here. Kevin with a 9th place position right now. It's time to get up there to the front. You need to get up there to the top 5, top 6. Len McNeese sitting back into 12th position along with Jay Dargett in 13th. Becky Whitmer rooting on not only the number 5 and the 52, but the 78 as well. And I tell you what, the 78, right now, I would say he is in the power position, along with the number 14, but I'm a little confused about the 14's fuel load. Now, we do know that he has pitted differently. He just might be playing a game. Right now, Donald Stewart will not have to top off. He has got enough fuel to make it to the end, along with several other drivers. Richard Brose, I'm not so sure Richard Brose is going to be able to do this. Did not see him go into pit row. Unless he's got a reserve tank on that Chevy Silverado, Richard Brose might be in trouble. Field a little bit smaller, that 4th caution ending the night for a few drivers. Dan LaFoe has fallen to 11 laps down. Gary Whitmer, Chris Hogue have fallen to 3 laps down. Gary Whitmer Sr. actually in pit row. Gary's night might be over, unfortunately. John Este is 2 laps down, and Ben Gear 2 laps down as well. Very nice looking top 5. We've still got Justin Michael sitting up there in 5th position, trying to get up to Richard Brose. Donald Stewart will still be with Gary Whitmer Jr. Lloyd Saunders up into 2nd position. Jason and John, Kevin, still very close proximity. Jeremy Funk back into 9th. Up to 36 lead changes. It's a pretty high amount of lead changes. Lap 71 of 100, 29 to go. Underneath our 4th caution of the night. Donald Stewart, Richard Brose into pit row. All right, Richie had me. No, Richard Brose still not into pit row. Fuel strategy will be everything. 29 to go. Drivers shouldn't have a problem making it in. Let's just hope those drivers did pit. We're going back to green flag racing momentarily. Hopefully drivers will end tonight's race. Caution without any more cautions out here. 4 cautions. Hit the 5th caution. That's going to be a little bit of a rough night. But I tell you what, it has really been some really good racing out here. A couple of drivers driving down onto another driver. It happens, you know, when you're floating around at 198 miles per hour, you have just a split second to sit there and check a mirror. Similar to real life driving, except you're not 198, and you pick up that phone And that's a split second away from your field of view. Could be you driving down onto somebody. Don't text and drive. Pace car in. Richard leading us off one more time.
Green flag is out.
Richie already off to a very, very good start, but here comes that outside lane being led by Lloyd. Lloyd in the number 1. Not getting the boost he needs from Ivan, though. Lloyd falling back to 5th position. Number 97, sitting very solid, Jeremy Funk. Number 3 of Lee Ryerson still up here in the front. Gary Whitmer working along with the 14 of Richard Brose. Whitmer into 2nd position. Well, good job, Gary Whitmer Jr. Got a little bit of help there with the number 23 of Lee Ryerson, but right now, Gary content to ride. Joel Guy in the number 91, sitting in 9th. Side by side with the number 224 of Kevin Scott Nelson. Number 4, Ben Gear, trying to work his way up. Getting a little bit of help from the number 6. Justin Michael side by side with Joel Guy. Justin into 9th. Donald Stewart up lane. 3 wide action is Justin Michael. Taking it 3 wide, and Justin Michael making contact. That'll be a caution, ladies and gentlemen. That'll be the 5th caution of the night as Justin Michael begins to take it 3 wide, makes contact with Donald Stewart. Gonna back it up, take a look at it one more time. 3 wide action. Tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I really couldn't tell on that one there. They were tighter than a hair in a biscuit. Donald Stewart and Justin Michael having contact on lap 74 of 100. That is another big one out here tonight. Several more drivers being caught up into that. There's really nowhere you could go. Only the front 5 really survived. The front 5 have survived. Richard Brose, Lloyd, Lee, Gary, and Ivan. Well, I fear that's going to shrink this field down considerably. Richard Brose up to leading 27 laps. Still got his buddy Justin Michael in tow. Pretty significant damage onto the rear end of the number 87. Beginning very soon, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be having our return of our Monday Night Mania series along with our Tuesday Night Truck series. A lot of interesting tracks there. The Xfinity class along with the truck class. Got a road course thrown into there. More information about that can be found on Facebook. While these drivers are underneath caution, we are going to take one more round of commercial breaks. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing, lap 77 of 123 laps to go. Underneath our fifth caution, hopefully we'll finish it out caution free. Lloyd Saunders up in front, leading us off. Lloyd started second, currently into position 1. Lloyd showing his Sport 4 pad, people against distracted driving. And away we go. Lloyd with a huge jump out there in front of Ivan Garcia. Ivan's not been very strong on his restarts tonight. You got to be tucked up onto the trucks in front of you. Joel Guy up on that upper lane along with Lynn McNeese. Lynn McNeese onto the rear end of Lee Ryerson Jr. Really impressed with Lee tonight. Lee has been a top 5 contender all night long. He's worked hard to get from the rear of the field up to the front. And I'll tell you what, the front is where he is planning on staying. Ivan giving Lloyd everything he's got. Right now the number 1 is number 1 out here in the race for pad 266. But here comes Justin and Michael and number 14 of Richard Brose. 3 wide action here at Talladega. Contact between the number 23 and the number 87. Lee Ryerson and Justin Michael having a little bit of a contact. Lee in the middle. I'll slow that third lane down. Lee Ryerson moving up. Completely out of formation. No caution will fly, but we do have contact between Donald Stewart and the number 84. Number 84 down onto the number 78. Tough break there for Donald Stewart. I do believe that will end the night of the number 78 of Donald Stewart. Tough break for Donald. Then McNeese losing a little bit of control right there. Unfortunately, Donald getting the worst end of that deal. Donald Stewart's hopes of winning tonight's race are suddenly over. Lee Ryerson has dropped back to position 5, position 6, but he's got help from the number 5 of Gary Whitmer Jr. Number 14, Richard Brose, getting into a little bit of trouble, back up on track. 19 laps to go, lap 81 of 100. Lloyd Saunders, Ivan Garcia, positions 1 and 2. Joel Guy in 3rd. Lee Ryerson, Gary Whitmer Jr. 4th and 5th. Lee Ryerson, Gary Whitmer Jr. battling on that outside lane. Lloyd and Ivan with the inside lane. Pretty much of a guarantee they're going to stay on that inside lane for the next 18 laps. Lee and Gary still pushing it on the outside, trying to get a run. Gary giving Lee everything he's got. Ivan down a little bit. Gary trying to get lined up onto the rear end of the Ryerson Mountain Dew one more time. Lost a little bit of time right there, and here comes the number 224 and the number 18, Kevin Scott Nelson and Jason Russo. Exactly as I predicted. Ivan up track, leaving the rear end of the number 1 of Lloyd Sanders. Ivan back down. Ivan leading his 5th lap of the night. Well, good job, Ivan. Coming up on slower traffic at a very high rate of speed. Driver staying down off track. That would be the number 22 of Jay Dargett. Substantial damage onto the rear end of the 224 of Kevin Scott Nelson, but he's going to get some help from his teammate of Jason Russo. Lee Ryerson shifted up high. That's going to cost Lee Ryerson a lot of time. John Henderson flying by Lee Ryerson. Lee Ryerson needs to catch that draft off of the 111. And he needs to catch it now. He could be left out. And that would be a heartbreaker. As hard as Lee Ryerson has worked all night, he cannot lose that draft with 15 to go, folks. Get on it, Lee Ryerson. Get on up there. So close, he could almost reach out and touch him. Looks like there's trouble brewing up front. Has Lee Ryerson got the draft of the 111? He's got it stomped. He's got something. He's sniffing at it. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it is looking a little bit feisty up there in that front line. Lloyd Saunders leading his 9th lap of the night. And here comes Gary Whitmer Jr. on that outside lane. And he's going to get a little bit of help. Jeremy Funk in the number 97. 2 laps down. But bound and determined to help somebody out here tonight. Outside lane one more time, losing that momentum. Ivan and Lloyd very comfortably hooked up along with the number 91 of Joel Guy. Joel Guy up track in front of the number 5. We're going to give Gary a little bit of help. Gary and Joel starting to make their run. Joel Guy into 2nd position. Freight train forming on that outside lane, lap 87 of 100, 13 to go. Joel Guy neck and neck with the number 1 of Lloyd Saunders. One more time, that outside lane starting to lose momentum. You've got to be tight, tucked up on that. When you're in that middle lane, you've actually got to be tucked up more than you do on the inside lane. Inside lane always the preferred lane here at Talladega. Outside lane can do it, but you've got to be tucked up extremely, extremely tight. You've got to have the numbers. They've got the numbers. They've got Kevin and Jason Russo up there in that 4-pack. And that's basically what it is right now. This is a 4-on-4 situation. Gary Whitmer Jr. currently in 4th position, neck and neck with Ivan Garcia. For the lead, it is Joel Guy in the 91 and the number 1 of Lloyd Saunders. Joel and Gary finally getting that run. Gary just does not seem to be able to get the number 91 around. A little bit of damage onto the rear end of the number 72 of Ivan Garcia. Not affecting his performance out here tonight. John Henderson in the 111 Lucky Leprechaun, position 6. Has moved in line with his teammates, Kevin Scott Nelson and Jason Russo. Unfortunately, Lee Ryerson into pit row. Richard Brose flying into 7th position, but unfortunately by himself. Eight drivers in this pack, lap 90 of 100, 10 laps to go, 40 lead changes, 5 cautions totaling out 7 laps. This lead pack one more time coming up onto lap traffic. Lap traffic dropping below the yellow line. Well, thank you, driver. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, I do urge you to check out PADD.org, People Against Distracted Driving. If you're in a position to donate to buy some merchandise, that would be absolutely awesome. Most importantly, spread the word. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your grandma, don't text and drive. Put the phones down. Stay alive. I'd also like to encourage you to check out PAD's new partner, David McBride Animation.com. Illustrator and author for children's books, David McBride, in partnership with PAD, People Against Distracted Driving. Also check out the Stephanie Hoover Foundation. Another great foundation fighting the dangers of distracted driving. Take a look at Say It Vinyls on Facebook. If you're interested in some KMA merchandise, flags, hats, t-shirts. Say It Vinyls, Gary and Becky Whitmer heading that one up. Lloyd Saunders leading his 14th lap of the night. Joel Guy into 2nd position. Getting help from number 5 of Gary Whitmer. 7 laps to go. Would really like to see Gary Whitmer win tonight's race. Just because of his serious involvement with PAD, I always pull for Gary Whitmer in these races. And they are 3 wide with the number 14 of Richard Brose. Richard Brose into 7th position. But that will put him 1 lap down as the leaders come flying by. Joel Guy leading his 2nd lap of the night. Lloyd Saunders now leading his 15th lap of the night. 3 wide here on lap 94. John Henderson in the 111 taking it up 3 wide. Jason Russo up track. Now Jason Russo is 2 laps down, trying to give a hand to John Henderson. Ivan Garcia, Lloyd Saunders doing a really fine job out here tonight. 5 to go. 43 lead changes. I had said that we might take on 50 lead changes tonight. We're going to be pretty darn close. Maybe hit 45, 46. Jason Russo trying to push the 111 of John Henderson up into that 3rd lane, trying to make a run of it. close quarters for the number 5 and the 111. Lloyd in control, but his fate is really in the hands of the number 72. And look at the number 111 up into that third lane being pushed on by the number 18. Joel Guy, Gary Whitmer Jr. in the middle. John trying to get as much side draft as he can off of that number 5. Slower trucks and lap traffic trucks falling to the apron. Thank you, drivers. Lloyd Saunders up to 17 laps led tonight. Joel Guy up to 3. Ivan at 7. Gary Whitmer Jr. has led 1. But the most important lap to lead, of course, is the very last one. Joel Guy ahead by a nose of Lloyd Saunders. 111 falling back in, and Joel Guy, no, Lloyd Saunders off track. Lloyd Saunders back, and we are 4 wide as Lloyd tries to get back onto that track. He's going to need some help from Ivan getting back up there. Ivan dropping back for him a little bit. Will it be enough for Lloyd Saunders? I'll tell you what, folks, that would be a heartbreak right there. Get up on that draft, Lloyd. Lap 98 of 100, 2 laps to go. John Henderson, Joel Guy battling it up side by side. Gary Whitmer Jr. in the 3rd position. Ivan into 4th. Jason Russo lap traffic, but doing everything he can to get the 111 across that line ahead of Joel Guy. What a finish we're going to have here at Talladega in our monthly Race 4 pad. Will it be Joel Guy, John Henderson, or Gary Whitmer Jr.? Could Ivan Garcia and Lloyd Saunders make a comeback with 1 to go? Joel Guy, John Henderson, neck and neck. Coming down that backstretch. John Henderson's got the run. He's ahead of Joel by a half a truck length. Jason Russo giving it everything he's got. Gary all over the rear end of the number 91 of Joel Guy. Contact between Joel Guy, John Henderson. Well, that'll change everything, ladies and gentlemen. That will completely change everything. We're going to have to see and check in with a couple of our race admins to see exactly who won. I want to take one more look at that while we try to gather up everything that's going on. So I am not sure quite who won that. I think it might have been Gary Whitmer Jr. We're going to have to take a look at that and talk to our admin, Joel Guy. How about it, Joel Guy? Have you got a copy?
I have a copy, Scott.
I'll tell you what, that was a crazy finish right there.
Yeah, it was.
Now, I am showing you on my information sheet that you won the race, but I'm not... Is that correct?
No, I've been black flagged for going backwards on the track and moved to 6th position.
Okay, all righty. Could you give me an update on the top 3?
Gary Whitmer Jr. won it. Lloyd
Awesome.
Sanders was in 2nd.
All righty, awesome.
And Ivan Garcia was 3rd.
All righty, that's what I was thinking too. All right, I appreciate the info, Joel. How about it, Ivan? You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Second, 3rd position for you, buddy.
Yeah, man, that was a lot of fighting. Wow.
Your truck is tore up, though. Talk to me about your night.
Oh, my name, started out the year like always. And, we did pretty good there, and we finished in the third place. That's a great thing to do, And thank Pat for everything they do, and thank you for putting up this thing here. So if anybody out there doing anything, just don't test and drive. That's a killer.
That's right, and it is. Hey, great job tonight, Ivan. I had a lot of fun with you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, sir. Have a good one. Yep.
How about it, Lloyd? You got a copy?
I got you, Scott. How you making out?
I'll tell you what, you did a hell of a job out here tonight. Crazy finish, wild runs. Talk to me about your night.
I tell you, right from the green flag, that was one heck of a ride. As you know, after taking a few months off, just kind of going out on my own, doing my own thing, this is actually working out for me. The truck's just working awesome. All my equipment perfectly. She's good to go.
I tell you what, awesome. Good having you back. Talk to me about the paint job on the truck. Did you do that yourself?
Yeah, actually I did 2 of these last night. I did one for myself and one for Dan LaPoe.
All right, and talk to me real quick about the team.
Well, as far as I know, he's not a regular KMA member, and I figured I'd just kind of bring one up with me and mentor him along and, hope for the best.
All right, sounds good. The more the merrier. Hey, great job tonight, Lloyd.
Hey, thanks a lot, Scott. And congrats to Gary.
All righty, how about it, Gary?
I got you, Scott.
Crazy finish. Talk to me about it.
I know, Random. Just what a tough 10 laps. I just tried to keep Joel up front, and I'm not sure what happened up front. I just kept going, and here I am.
Well, I tell you what, I know I've already talked to you one time tonight, and we had touched base about David, and we touched base about Pad. But I tell you what, the job that you did tonight, you had Mom Whitmer out there rooting you on. I'm sure Dad Whitmer was rooting you on. This will be your second Pad race, to my knowledge, that you've won. Is that correct?
I think it is, yeah.
Now what's that got to mean to you?
It means a lot because you're bringing Pad to the front, and also with the Pad truck and the theme and everything, and sharing the word.
All right, I tell you what, Gary, I cannot tell you enough. What a great job, and we had a lot of fun. You showed up in the Pad truck. You got the numbers colored purple. You got the purple rims. You won it. You did everything correctly. You didn't cause any problems. Great representation for KMA and Pad.
Yep, big shout out to Pad, Mike Kalini, Denny Kalini, David McBride, everybody out there that puts this together, KMA. Thank you.
All right, great job and congratulations.
Yep, thanks, Scott.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, wow, that's going to wrap it up here with the monthly race for Pad. Cannot say enough congratulations there for Gary Whitmer Jr. He's got to be smiling ear to ear. Great job. Great accident avoidance. He was in the right place at the right time. So Gary Whitmer Jr. wins his second Pad race. We're going to flash up those results, and we're going to move on out of here, and we'll catch you in the next one. Have a great night, and remember, ladies and gentlemen, don't text and drive.